Chicago. Green Bay's 11-2 against the spread. They've won 10 of the last 13 in Chicago outright. 5-0 against the spread, the last 5 overall against Chicago. Chicago scored 27 points their last 3 games. LaFleur's covered 5 straight on the road within the division. I think Jordan Love, with that extended rest, you have a chance to see him look the best he's looked maybe all year. Chicago's 31st in yards per play, third down percentage, yards per game. Caleb Williams barely completing 50% of his passes the last 3 weeks. I don't see it, man. And it's been a good defense, but one that maybe, is a little sick of what's been going on offensively. One that maybe is a little more ready and willing to go and bend, if not break, since the, head coach didn't know how to defend a Hail Mary a month ago. I don't know, guys. I had a hard time finding reasons to get behind Chicago. I think the coach is a dead man walking. They know it.
Yep.
And they're facing a team that's better coached than them, that's more talented than them, and that has no reason to fear this road environment. So, in terms of props, I'm on Josh Jacobs, long rush over 14.5 yards, and I'm on the Packers.
3 points against the Patriots. 23 straight possessions without a touchdown. It's hard to back this team. It's hard to come up with some sort of a legitimate argument outside of they come together for 1 week kind of a thing. But it's one of the worst possible opponents for them, the Green Bay Packers. And we all know the history of them dominating. Caleb Williams took 9 sacks last week against the Patriots. This is not a team that puts a ton of pressure on opposing quarterbacks week after week. This is not an elite pass rushing squad. 18 sacks in the last 3 games. So they've been trying to simplify things. Is that going to manifest on the field? I don't know. I would think not. I don't think magic wand, guy that's already been there, and Thomas Brown is suddenly going to fix everything because he's going to be the one calling the plays. I would say that the offense has been that there are some angles if you want to take a look at props where it's like, whoa, that number is way off. So Cole Kmet has not been involved in the offense at all, and everybody in Chicago screaming about it. And I'm not saying that he fixes the offense in any way, but I do expect Caleb to go out of his way to make sure he's involved. His props all the way down to 24.5. His anytime touchdown is 5-1. Here's the thing: you got to score a touchdown for a player to get an anytime touchdown. That's an issue, but yeah, the Kmet at 24.5. That seems pretty good. I'm going to be on the sideline as far as the side of the total because
why can't I?
Yeah, I'm not backing the Bears in the spot, and there is that possibility where you get that 1 week bump and then things come back down to earth and maybe garbage touchdown at the end and it ends up being a 1-score game. I would look at, if you're simplifying things, trying to quick reads, I could see him getting Matt or maybe DJ Moore involved, but not a lot of confidence.
If we're expecting some quick reads, I like DeAndre Swift over his receptions, which is 2.5. Maybe you get a couple of those quick checkdowns to Swift, and that's kind of how things start to simplify early on. The line side of this one opened at Packers minus 6.5. It's down to 5.5, which feels confusing to me. There are a lot of smarter people out there that kind of know what's going on with these lines, like money coming in on the Bears. A lot of sharps are maybe on the Bears this week. I can't get behind that, but what I can't get behind is the Packers in the first quarter, because the Bears have been the worst first quarter team in the league this season, and the Packers are solid in the first quarter. They've scored first in 7 of their 9 games this season. That's tied for the second best mark in the league. The Bears are the only team in the league that has not found the scoreboard first, and that's not to say that can't get on the board at all in the first quarter, but I just have a hard time believing that with a new play caller, things are going to run extremely smooth those first few drives, and they're going to be able to find the end zone or a field goal or anything like that, and you're just asking the Packers to win by half a point. So basically Packers money line in the first quarter. I think that is a solid play just based on how the Bears have performed in the first brought you the Browns and Saints. And this is kind of the angle that some think maybe will happen to the Bears. The coach fired Buck. That's what happened with the Saints last week. Dennis Allen fired. They have a new interim head coach come in, and they beat the Atlanta Falcons 20-17. Got a little lucky on some bounces towards the end of the game, but hey, a win is a win. I'm not sure that's going to repeat itself. You're going to get that same effort from the Saints this week. The Browns are on the road. They are laying 1.5 despite opening as a 1-point underdog on the road. So this line has flipped. Total sitting around 44. Joe, what are you doing in this one?
Well, the Browns are certainly healthier, and that's the angle that a lot of people are taking. They're saying that the pros are on the Browns coming off the bye when they've had some extra time to prepare. They've had a little bit of success here, but I was considering the Browns maybe coming off that high of the Saints win with the interim head coach. But here's my concern. It's Jameis. And we bet on Jameis against the Ravens. But I want to bet on the Jameis. I bet on Jameis and the Browns moving forward when we're getting points. When they're laying points on the road, that is not the situation where I'm saying that I'm going to be backing Cleveland in this spot. But yeah, they are 100% healthy. Stefanski's been talking about it this week. If there's any question about anyone, no, they are all good to go. And the Saints, they're still dealing with a number of injuries, both on offense and defense here. But I'm staying away, Jason. This is one where it's just the line's right. It's a coin flip. Okay, I get it. The Browns are the healthier team. But maybe Rizzy gets something going, kind of like Pierce did at the end of last year for the Raiders.
Yeah, I had this circled from this time last week as a game that I thought I would go under, and I haven't done it. And at this point, I don't think I'm going to. And it's not that the number shocked me or I thought the number would move a lot. And I thought, 23, 20, 2017. And that probably is where it lands, but I just didn't like it enough to fire
Turn
on
blink
it.
around with your ring. It's over.
The fact that Jameis can be such a double agent and then all of a sudden, back-to-back turnovers and it turns into 10 points for the other team. Like, when you're on an under, that can be really hard to overcome. Neither defense is special. Neither defense is as good as it was a year ago. There is the opportunity for some explosives with Jameis, both for the other team and for him. So I never got there. I do really like Alvin Kamara catching footballs in this game. Cleveland's allowing an 87.1
Yeah, let's try
completion
low.
percentage to running backs. That's pretty bad. And we know that this guy sees a lot of the ball, and he's seen a lot of the ball regardless of who's been at quarterback, but certainly with Derek Carr and Carr not wanting to use his legs to extend things, and Jimmy Schwartz, the defensive coordinator of the Browns, pretty adept at getting pressure. I see him leaning into Alvin Kamara. I took him over 38.5 receiving yards. Like, you just look at what he's been doing lately, 5 for 54, 6 for 60, 6 for 55. He's averaging 5 catches for 42 yards on the season. I don't see any reason why they get away from that here. I don't know who wins this football game, guys. Dare I say I don't care. I really don't, because I don't have any money on it. Like, neither of these teams are great.